If you guys are looking for any cheap and reliable coins, check out MMOPO.com. Use the code PINGU at checkout to get 8% off. Guys, welcome to episode number 3 of the Next Gen Bolton career mode, and to start off this episode we do have the first round of the Carabao Cup against Doncaster, I believe in League 1, so it's going to be quite a tough game. And yeah, we've not exactly got off to the best of starts in this career mode. Because of the situation at the minute with our wingers, I'm going to look to play this formation for this episode. And then potentially at the end, if I do need wingers, we can obviously look to bring those in the transfer market. But yeah, I think I'm just basically... The first episode was basically just a bit of a shock to the system, playing-wise, because I'm used to playing with players which have at least 70 defensive awareness, and going all the way down to 60, you know, even my middle centre-back's got 55. You know, it's such a critical stat this year, and you can really tell, you know, when it's not going your way defensively, and, you know, we got absolutely destroyed in that first episode, so... Yeah, we're still trying to find the best 11. I think, you know, I'm not 100% confirmed to any of these players, but one thing I have actually done in between the two episodes is converted this Comley guy to a centre-back, which means we'll probably need to bring in a centre-mid. I think because of what system we're playing, I think he could probably do a job there. He is only 5'11", but defensively is actually quite good. You know, 68 strength isn't great, but it should be enough. But defensively, you know, 62 awareness is actually the best out of all of our defenders. So I think having him back there might be a little bit beneficial to us. So yeah, that's why I've converted him to a centre back, which does mean we probably need to be looking for centre mids, as we don't have any backup ones. But we have added a few players here to the shortlist, mainly left midfielders. I've added, you know, a number here. David Worrell from Port Vale looks actually quite decent, you know, good, really good at balance and decent agility and okay pace. You know, for a 30-year-old, he should do a decent job. But yeah, he'd be kind of a short-term option. Would cost us about 700,000, so quite a bit. Same with Ben Pringle, although I think he's only just moved to Morecambe, so I don't think we'll be able to sign him. So we'll remove him from the shortlist. And unfortunately, Wes McDonald is too important. But again, very good agility and balance and decent pace, and obviously at 23 years old. Would last a little bit longer than Worrell, but I think we're not going to be able to get him either. We do have a couple of players here, but I don't think we'll be able to get them on loans. We've got Dujon Sterling from Chelsea, obviously a very good right back, obviously moving to right wing back, it's a bit of an area that we do need to improve. And Nia Kirby can play on the left hand side, okay pace, very good balance, and as he is only 20, obviously would grow quite a few stats. So we have also added Craig Bryson here. I don't think we'll be able to get him in this window because I'm pretty sure he's only just moved to St Johnstone, but he's like the box-to-box midfielder that I kind of need. We also have Isaac Sesuan Cambo from Ostersunds, and this guy actually used to play for Derby back in the day. He came through our academy, and he's ridiculously fast, and he's moved to a centre mid, which is interesting. So we'll get the scout reports back on these. Craig New here from Melbourne City. I think he'd be a good, you know, winger to bring into the club. I think, you know, at 32 he's a bit old, but he's still got very good stats and would definitely help us get to League 1. We have Ricardo Vazquez. I thought I'd just add him because he also used to play for Bolton. He's actually quite decent, you know, I wouldn't mind. You know, he's a bit of a target man kind of striker. Low work rates aren't great, but yeah, unfortunately he won't move to the league because it's not competitive enough, but maybe one for next season. Yeah, I will have a look. Can we loan these players? That's the question. Obviously, because of our budget, loans will help us out a lot. And there is lovely old Frank Lampard. I think we'll just go for a basic term loan because I don't think we'll ever be able to afford him. We'll go for the 1 year. And there we go. And it's really down to the player, I think, and whether we can get this kind of deal over the line or not. But if we can get Chelsea to pay the majority of the wages, and that'll definitely help us, of course. So we'll go to the 60-40 split. Can Chelsea accept that? There we go. And now it's down to Sterling, really. And I think, you know, that Jones guy that we do currently have in the team isn't exactly great. So since we're here looking at loans, I may as well have a go for Kirby and see if he is, you know, we can get the response back and see if there are interest. Obviously, Roy Hodgson, fellow English manager, just like Frank. And yeah, again, we'll go for a basic term loan, 1 year deal. And yeah, I think loans, because of our budget, is the way we have to kind of go. He's not on the most amount of wages in the world, only a couple of thousand for us to pay. I'm going to 50-50. Can we get a 45-55 and just save that extra? See, it's really interesting on Strict because you can't really negotiate. So it's a little bit funny at times, the deals, but nevertheless, looks like we're not going to be able to get Kirby unless we pay 50-50, but I'll wait for the scout report to come back anyway. But I don't know if there's, like, you know, one of these players that we could potentially loan, like maybe this French winger. Did we try that in the last episode? I think we did, didn't we? I think because of his contract, yeah, his contract was too short, so we can't get him. And there's not really anyone else. I guess we could look for Craig Noon. Can we get him on a loan? Looks like it's going to have to be a permanent. But I think I'll just wait for the time being on basically scout reports, because I don't want to go into negotiations and, you know, pay over what I should. There's plenty of time left in the window. We've still got another just under 3 weeks, so enough time to get the scout report back. So yeah, let's go into the first game of the episode against Doncaster. One thing I do want to check, actually, I think they should be okay for that next game against Barrow. And I don't know if I want to kind of, you know, not consider the Carabao Cup and just focus on the league, but I guess we just need to keep the form going. And it also get the match sharpness up. You know, we're still not at 100% yet. We're still around the 60-70 mark. You know, Doyle's getting towards that area that I want the players to be, and as you can see, he's got that +3. Yaskalan goal, probably, yeah, just about there as well. Yeah, I'm going to try a 2-striker formation. I don't know if I want to put somebody with a bit of pace next to Doyle or Lafferty. I think it would definitely help in terms of the combination, because at the minute, you know, we've got like 60 pace with the 2 strikers, whereas if we've got one pacey striker and one slow one, we might be a little bit more effective. And I think we'll go for Lafferty just because... What do we go for? I think we'll go for Doyle just because of the match sharpness, and it is a Carabao Cup game. Here we are then for the Carabao Cup game against Doncaster, and yeah, I'm not too bothered about the Carabao Cup. It's one of those that I wouldn't mind getting us knocked out and kind of just focusing on the league, because I just don't think our squad's good enough to really get that far. But I guess it'll give us a little bit of money if we get through like 1 or 2 rounds. But they've got Lumley in goal, very good goalkeeper from QPR, of course. James Anderson, Blythe and Halliday, then Gunnarsson and Whiteman holding, and Taylor and Sims out wide. Williams and Okembari up top. I'm not too sure who that striker is, to be frankly honest, but yeah, there's definitely a few players in that Doncaster team that I do know, and yeah, it's one of those... What's just happened there? You guys just see that? I literally just started this game, but the shadows are on here. I don't know if this... Is this a common thing on night games? The shadows just switch off. See, the shadows on the top half of the pitch go onto the bottom half. Shadows back on. It's really fake. You can definitely tell. Like, it just looks weird though, and they just switch off. You see, there's the line. What is going on with this game? Why do they break things? Interception there from Tuts into Politic, now into Lafferty. If we can get Gunahua... See, I want that kind of run to be made, but obviously with these low attacking positioning players, they don't really have the intelligence to do those kind of things. Good tackle there from Sarcevic, though. Can he get around the final defender and get the shot off? It's into a good area with the shot and into the back of the net. That's a really nice goal from Gunahua, and I still don't know how to say his name, to be frankly honest, but yeah, really odd from the shadows. I don't know if you guys have seen, basically half the pitch has shadows, the other half doesn't. It seems to work on replays, but it's in-game. I'll just show you in a minute. Basically, the top half of the pitch doesn't have any shadows. Like the top, I want to say top third, but I'd say the top half for the sake of it. Yeah, we do get the goal there with Arthur to make it 1-0. But if we just watch this now, the shadows are on at the minute. Ball goes, literally just kick the ball up and it will go. The shadows will just switch off, which is really odd, and I don't know why. I don't know why it's not been tested. I don't know why that has passed. You know, I don't know how nobody's noticed that at EA before, but yeah, look, shadows off now, and it's just really putting off, really, because they just kind of switch on and off, dependent on which half of the pitch you're in, and they've just gone through on goal now with the shot and into the back of the net. They do make it 1-1, and honestly, it's just a little bit annoying. Like, we're on next gen, and there's things like that are fundamental, you know, shadows working. It's a really basic thing as well. Like, I'd say for Politic, can I get it through with Arthur? He's in the box now, but he is unfortunately just offside. It must have been a whisker off. But yeah, that's pretty much the first half wrapped up. Obviously the 2 goals being the main highlights, and the shadows also being a highlight. And yeah, it's just one of those things that I don't know why I don't know if it's just this stadium or it's a thing in general on next gen. Like, basically any ball in the top half of the pitch just doesn't get shadows. It's not just the ball, it's the players as well. You can see like the 4 shadows that they do make. And I don't know if it's a creative decision, but it can't be, because look how harsh it is. Basically, it just switches on and off dependent on if you're above a line or not. Gonna go with the ball here. He's got the strength and the pace to charge through this Doncaster defence. Can he get the shot off? He can indeed, but hits the post. And that's the thing about him. He's got the physicals, but technically is a little bit short, and you know, could have really done with scoring there. I don't know how he's not hit the target, but yeah, it's good to see he's doing well, and a play that obviously I wanted to give a go, and that's the good thing of the Carabao Cup. Chance through the middle. Can he get the ball slipped into him? It's a nice ball from Lafferty. Can he find the back of the net? There we go. Lovely. Just hit the post, and 10 minutes later he does manage to find the back of the net to get his second goal of the game. And I must say the 2 strikers is definitely much more effective going forwards. And yeah, it's probably the best thing to do, because we have got so many strikers at the club, and we could definitely bring in you know, maybe 1 or 2 more. Maybe someone a bit younger. I think that might be something I can look at. You know, at the minute we've got all of our strikers over the age of 28, I think. So, you know, so a youth player would be probably a good idea. But yeah, Arthur Ginahua, don't know how to say his name, but he's definitely scoring the goals for us at the minute. Chance here for Doncaster. It's gone through for Sims with the shot in the near post, and oh, it's really frustrating. Sims, obviously from Southampton, a good winger, and does get the goal with about 8 minutes to go. It looks like we'll probably be going to penalties with the players that we do have. It's not going to be great, especially with the shot error of the computer. Like, I'm not too sure how good they're going to be, but we'll have to wait and see, and hopefully maybe we get one more chance in the full game. Chance over Doncaster in the box with Whiteman. Oh dear, this is not good. Just got to block it and get it out. Nice job from Taft there, and that should be full time. And there we go, we do go to penalties. Really good tackle there in the end from Taft to stop the goals. Could have probably done with Lafferty being on, but we had a lot of possession in that game, to be fair. But, you know, I think maybe some of the subs we made maybe cost us in this penalty decision, but we'll have to wait and see how we do. Guess we can go top corner with Sarsa. Maybe not. Maybe that's what 65 penalties gives you. Oh, he's chipped it. Has that gone in? No, he's missed it. Thank God for that. So, still 1-1. I guess I'll just go low, and hopefully that does, like, I aim down the middle and it goes to the. This is horrible. They don't even go where I mean to go. It's gone down the middle, Whiteman, to make it 1-1. Ginahua now. He's actually left-footed. I didn't realise. Oh, I think both the shots I took with right-footed as well. So we've done quite well with him. He has saved it. Yeah, it's really frustrating, penalties against the computer. Oh, he's gone left this time. I don't know why I keep going right, to be honest. Delafinessi now with the ball. Going to go left this time. And you can't put any height on it. If you put any height on these penalties, they just fly over the bar. And if they score this, they have won. And I don't know why I kept going right and they kept going left. But yeah, they do win on the penalty shootout. We'll just skip this and go on to the next game. I guess, you know, we'll get a little bit of money for competing in the first round, I think. Yeah, Doncaster are a League One team, so to take them to penalties is actually quite decent. You know, if we can, you know, we got quite unlucky not to you know, maybe one of these misses from Arthur Gunahua could have gone into the back of the net, but nevertheless, it was a good game and definitely positives to take from it. So unfortunately, Dujon Sterling has turned down the club. I'm not too sure if he's maybe looking for like a Championship or a League One team. That's the thing with loans, like trying to get good players is quite a challenge. So, you know, it's going to be very interesting to see. Obviously, at the minute we are bottom of the table, 24 out of 24, and yeah, I don't think you can actually get relegated, but I guess we'll get sacked if we do get relegated, but I don't think we would. But yeah, we have got a few scout reports back here for David Worrell. 65 rated, it's actually quite decent, you know. He's got really, like, for a 65 rated player to have 76 pace, 82 agility and 89 balance is actually a bit ridiculous. It's 90 jumping as well. 85 stamina is really good. I don't know, it's kind of worth, you know, giving it a go. I know he is 30, but I think in terms of 65 rated wingers, I don't think we're going to get much better. But what I'm going to wait and see is whether this 5-2-1-2 works, and if that's the case, we'll just convert Politic to a cam. The only issue is about Isgrove. I don't think we can we sell him? I don't know if we can, because I think he's only just joined the club. Maybe not. Maybe we can sell him. Financially, it would give us about 700,000 as well. But I think he's a nice player to have at the club in case we do need wingers, you know. We'll stay with the narrow formation for the time being, but it might be a case of you know, bringing him off the bench here and there. But one thing I do need to consider with the money that we do have is contracts, basically, because as you can see, a lot of players are expiring at the end of the season. You know, Isgrove is one of them, Graham, Brockbank, Gunahua, Maskell, Lafferty, Tut, Delaney. You know, there's a number of pretty good players and players that are starting for us at the minute that, you know, even we'd have to get those contracts done before January, so we might need to consider having a look at those at the end of the episode. But yeah, next game is against Barrow. I don't think we've got the... Yeah, we did get that back. But yeah, I'm just waiting to see what Sasso and Cambo, maybe Bryson look like, and Craig Noon. You know, they're decent players, but not like, I don't know. I don't want to just sign, you know, career mode signings, if that makes any sense. Like ones that will just rock it up in stats. But yeah, we'll wait for the time being and see what comes back. Here we're then at home against Barrow this time. It should be a win, hopefully our first of the season. You know, with that draw against Doncaster, it definitely gives us hope. They are playing pretty much the same formation. Well, they are playing the same formation as us. Slightly different, though, with the fullback, so it'll be interesting to see how it does play out. I don't really know any Barrow players, to be honest. Is that Kurt Zuma's brother? Maybe. Quickly rings a bell up front. And Gribben. But yeah, it's one of those, obviously, a newly promoted team, and one that I was potentially looking at to do the career mode with. The reason I kind of went for Bolton is, A, the kits. I think the kits just look much better at Bolton. And I think just the history of Bolton, you know, I'd rather, you know, bring a big giant. You know, Bolton used to be absolutely quality back in the day. And it'd be nice to put them back up to the Premier League in this career mode. So for Barrow with the shot in the near post, and they do make it 1-0 there in the first 15 minutes. Number 7 with the goal, and yeah, we just defensively weren't that great there. Let them pass it through us, and it does get his first goal of the season to make it 1-0 in the first 15 minutes. And the first goal in the games are very, very important because it completely changes the entire aspect of it. But we haven't really had a chance to have a touch of the ball so far, and that's, you know, playing 4-minute halves, it just makes things much more condensed, and, you know, trying to get opportunities is much harder. Quickly with the ball here, but Santos is getting a foot in. Quickly somehow wins it back. I don't know how they keep getting the ball back with the shot now, but saved by Jaskalainen. I honestly don't know how. Like, I assume he's quite a strong striker, but like, it just really frustrated me there that my defender just couldn't get the ball. I've just saved it with Jaskalainen there. Sarcevic to bring it forwards into Gunahua. Can he use his pace now or slip it through for Politic? Chance here for Delaney. Ideally, I'd want Buchanan to make in this run, but It's gone into Delaney, now into Ganhua, into the back of the net, and there we go. We do make it 1-1 just before the 55th minute mark, and he does get his 3rd goal of the season, and he seems to be the one that, I don't know, we're creating chances with, and I assume the reason why is pace. You know, I think we do need a bit more pace in this team. I think it's an area that definitely needs to be improved, because we don't have the fastest of team, and you know, you can definitely tell the difference when a player has pace and not pace. And yet Arthur Ganhua seems to be the only one scoring at the minute, so yeah, he does make it 1-1. So one thing I'm going to try, just to try and get the win in this game, is play Isgrove there as a right mid. However, if you move him to right wing back, he gets a -13, and it's just little things like that are kind of frustrating, because it literally will not give him the option to convert him to a right wing back. I assume it's because of his age, and you know, 34 defending is not exactly the greatest. But yeah, I think looking at a right wing back with a bit of pace is something we might need to look at. And yeah, like, I don't know, I just don't really have any impact subs, really. I guess that's the challenge of doing this career mode with Bolton and trying to get him back up to the big time. 15 minutes to go. Can we get this goal to get us into lead and get our first win of the season? It's a nice ball out to Doyle, to Jones, into the middle to Crawford. It's a yard out. We're literally two. How is he? How? I don't even care. I don't even care if he's hit that with his mouth. Like, you score that goal 10 out of 10 times, but somehow he's missed that. And that's the wonders of 60 rated players. But there's a really good cross, to be fair, from Jones. But with 10 minutes to go now, we have eventually got our substitutions on, and hopefully we can find the difference. Chance here for Isgrove. Can I slip it in with Ganahua? Seems to be in a decent area. Can he get the shot off? He can. Saved by the keeper. Mate, I don't know. There's not really a chance to pull it across, so I thought I'd go for the shot. We go full time against Bolton. It is our first point of the season, so I guess we're getting, you know, we're slowly getting towards a positive result, and yeah, I guess we can take those positives from the game. Maybe we could have done with winning the game, but that miss from Crawford, just, that should be a goal. I don't know how he's not scored this. To be frankly honest, I don't understand why Crawford's run into the box here, but my striker dropped off. Like, ideally I'd want that the other way around, you know, I'd want my striker being the one to head the ball here. But even anyone could score that. Like, I could score that head in, but somehow he's missed it. It was a really nice ball from Jones as well. Yeah, that cost us the 3 points. That there. So really unfortunate not to get the win. And yeah, we're slowly getting towards a win. So that's something we can definitely take from this game. And I'm still trying to think what we need in this team. But yeah, I think a bit of pace would definitely help. We have got Buchanan here to a left wing back now, so he'll hopefully get a much more higher boost. We will go for attacking wing back as well to get his pace and skill moves up. Transfer offer for Broadbank from, I think that's a Polish team, but I could be wrong. He's one of those that's nice to have for squad depth, but at 700,000 it might be the amount that we kind of need to move him on and look for somebody else. He is actually quite decent, you know, and I might be tempted to put him into the team for one of our centre-backs. But yeah, Commonly seems to be definitely helping us for sure in this defence, so we'll change that up. I think we go for something like that, because basically he's got quite good pace, and you know, I don't want two slow centre-backs, but Broadbank could always do that job for Commonly. So we do have the values here for some of the players, which will definitely help us in the negotiations. And as I said, pace is something that I'm definitely looking at. As you can see, the thing is with Sesso and Cambo is he can play either centre mid or right wing back. We can always convert him there, pretty sure. And very good strength actually, at 81 to 87. So I think bringing him into the club is kind of a no-brainer. You know, if we can get him for around that, can we loan him? No, we can't loan him, so we're gonna have to purchase him. If we can get him towards like the 600,000 mark, you know, I think we've got a good deal here. So let's just put that into the transfer sum. And do I put a sell? No, we'll keep the sell-on clauses out for the time being. But they have brought Broadbank in, which is kind of frustrating because I don't really want to put any players in. So they've gone into just transfer fee now. and it is about 160,000 over what his current value is. If we can get it for around there, I think we've still got enough money to make another signing, so that's what I'm kind of looking to do with this deal for Seso Cambo. Obviously, he can grow as well, but you can't exactly negotiate too much with the new strict transfers. So we'll go up to 700,000. They have accepted that, so it's good to see we've pretty much got him for value. A player that will definitely increase the quality of the squad. So I assume he won't be on too much wages, around the 5,000 or 6,000 mark. So what we're pretty much paying at the minute at the club. So he is wanting an important role. 3-year contract, and as he is 24, I might be tempted to go for a 4, but I guess we'll just accept this, and hopefully it will mean that the wages are a bit lower. And that's why I signed these kind of players, because they've got 2,000 wages, a week wages, and it's an absolute bargain to sign. And there we go, we do make the first signing of this episode, and it is Isaac Seso Cambo, and 64 rated, and he's got what I wanted. He's got pace and he's got physical, and since we are moving Commonly to a centre back, we do need an extra centre mid, so that will definitely help us there. I think we'll probably drop Darcy, I think, for the time being. Yeah, I'm just trying to think how to... I can either convert him... Can he go right wing back? He can actually play right wing back, and that might be something I can look at. He's got that much more pace than sprint speed wise anyway, and strength wise is 20 more than Jones, so he's a little bit of a beast, Seso Cambo. So very happy to bring him into the club. He has got the injury prone trait, but it doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. But I don't know where I want to play him, to be frankly honest. I don't know if I want him at right wing back or I want him in the middle. But I guess if we've got him at right wing back, he can just use that pace on the right hand side. Into the next game then against Crawley Town, and again a team that realistically we should be beating. We have gone off bottom of the table, but we do need to start picking up some wins for sure. So Crawley is next, and unfortunately we have had a bit of downgrowth to Doyle. He has gone down to a 65, but he has got a +4, so kind of counters itself out. I think for this game, I'm kind of tempted to put... Problem is, I don't quite understand how this thing works, right? He's got a secondary position as centre mid there, but he gets a -4. However, if I put him right wing back, he gets a +1, even though it's not as... I don't quite understand how that works. So it's a little bit frustrating, things like that. So I'm not too sure. I don't know if we could maybe look to put Isgrove as a centre mid or a cam. I don't think we can though. Could maybe put him at cam, but I think Politik's quite decent there. Here we are then for the away game against Crawley Town, and yeah, look, I think the number of fixtures we might need to look for a second team, because we've had to make a few changes for this one. We put in Delfonso at striker, then Tut and Isgrove at cam. I'll see how he does there. Obviously he's got good pace and dribbling stats. Seso Cambo goes into right wing back, Comley into the defence, and yeah, hopefully we've got enough to get the 3 points, our first 3 points of the season against Crawley. They were playing a 4-4-2. Danny Ballman in the midfield. I think he's quite old, to be honest. I think he's like 40. Jake Hesketh from Southampton, but other than that I don't really know anyone. So yeah, let's go into the game. Again, not too sure about their lineup, but we'll see how we do. Crawley on the attack here, goes into the number 10 with the shot and into the back of the net to make it 1-0 in the first 20 minutes. You just can't give them that kind of space, and it's definitely not my stadium, the shadow issue that we had against Doncaster. Seems to be a night game thing, basically, shadows in general. So a little bit frustrating for me, as you can see. If we just go slightly down of the pitch, the shadows will turn on all of a sudden, and there you go. It's just things like that just really frustrate me, because it's laziness from EA. They've just not obviously looked into it enough. Chance here through the middle. It's really poor defended and been absolutely carved up there by Crawley to make it. Yeah, I just don't know what I was doing with Santos there. As soon as he makes that run, you've got to track it, and Ashley does make it 2-0 there to really put them in a comfortable position. I guess away games are going to be more difficult, and yeah, we're missing a couple of players in this game for sure. Like, we're missing Crawford in the middle, and we have got no Ngua up front, so it's a bit of a tough one to potentially Gunhu up top, and yeah, it's just trying to get things together. It's really, really difficult, and obviously with them playing a 4-4-2, it's very simple for them to get the two strikers against our three. Can't say through the middle. I've made a few subs, and honestly, it's a little bit ridiculous how good this Nadasan has been today. He's made it 3-0, and defensively, just really, really poor from us. We're just not tracking it. Like, passes like that, just it's just so difficult. Like, I'm playing on the same sliders as I was like in any previous career mode, but the difference is obviously these players just defensive awareness wise just awful, and that's why I am struggling at the minute. But it's one of those where I don't think it's too much of a concern at the minute, because I know my players aren't on 100% match fitness, and I know we haven't got the final 11. You know, we've still got plenty of time to make another 1 or 2 signings in the window. Sessuan Cambo with his bit of pace here to bring it into the box. Moved him into the middle now and brought on Jones. Can Delfonso get the shot if he can, but why are you offside? There's no need for him to be offside there. Oh, that's a good ball. I'm going to make it 4, aren't they? Yes, they are indeed. And honestly, I think I might have to move to a 4-2-3-1, because this 5 at the back system at the minute just isn't working defensively for me. I don't know how to defend with it, basically, because you've only got 2 centre mids and then no wingers. There's no real way of covering any runs unless you cover them with our defenders, and then your defence just gets torn apart. So yeah, it's a little bit of a learning process, learning the 5 at the back, and it's also, you know, the fact that we are using players that are just absolutely not that great. Chance to get a consolation goal if we can slip it into Doyle. Has he got the finish though to find the back of the net with the shot? And it's not great being a League 2 career mode, I'm not going to lie. Like, if that was Kevin Lasagna or Negredo, goal. But Owen Doyle doesn't seem to have that quality, unfortunately, and yeah, it's just not been a good day. Like, away games are much difficult, but this has been definitely, you know, the 4-4-2 against our 5 at the back just hasn't been a good combination. But I must say Sessuan Cambo's definitely been a good signing. Like, I can just see his pace, and, you know, maybe if my players could head a ball, then maybe. I don't know what that was there. There's 2 in this game where we should have had 2 goals, and there's literally no quality with the headers. Chance here for Doyle. Can we get a consolation goal in the final minute with the shot now? I don't know what my players are doing, honestly. They can't even hit the target. Like, that's literally my best striker, I think, shooting wise anyway, Doyle is. And he's doing things like that, and it really does show when we don't have Gunhua how different the team is with that lack of pace up top. So I think we definitely need to look at a pacey striker, and potentially moving formation, because this 5-3-2 basically we have been playing just doesn't seem to be the answer. You know, we've not created enough, and we've not really done that great defensively, so I definitely think we need to move away from this formation into a 4 at the back, which is a shame, because I kind of wanted to give the 5 at the back formation a go, but I just don't think it's viable. I just don't think it's an option we can really look at. So I think something like that, maybe. I'm just trying to think who we're going to play and who we're not going to play. Basically, we're going to have to take out a centre back, and I guess we go for something like this. I guess Doyle could always go out wide, but that's the issue with playing the 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. Basically, we don't have wingers, so we're going to have to look at those. We do have Gunhu who can technically play out wide, and I guess we can bring in Isgrove. I could probably go for something like that. I think it's probably my best front 3, to be honest, because it's got pace, and yeah, hopefully that is the answer that we can look at in the next episode. But yeah, this episode has been, you know, at the start we kind of got towards it, but I think it's just not really working out at the minute. So it'll probably mean, yeah, going for something like this. Does mean that I probably need to look to move Buchanan back to a left back, not a left wing back. I don't think it makes much of a difference, to be frankly honest, but nevertheless. Yeah, I think I may look to move on a centre-back or two, just because if we are going to be playing this formation, there's not really a need for so many. I like Brockbank because he can play anywhere in the back four. Taft is decent, and Jones is pretty good as well, but I think Sesson Cambo is much better. So I think Greenwich, Miller, I think we've already transfer listed, to be honest, and Hickman I think we have as well, and I think we've listed like a lot of these players, but they're not seem to be getting any offers. Yeah, I think we'll go for the 4-3-3 in the next episode, and it's just about trying to get the players out in kind of a short period of time and getting the players that we do need. To be honest, I might be tempted to sell Doyle because he's literally our highest earner, I think, at the club, and I've not been that impressed with him, and he's going down in stats, and he's one of those, because of his, I don't know, he just doesn't seem to be that good. I don't know, honestly it's quite a nice challenge to have, to be honest, trying to get performances out of players that are just really not that good. But I don't think that 5 at the back is the answer. I just don't think I can use it. I need a 4 at the back. I'm kind of tempted to have a look. Like we kind of need something with a bit of pace to really help us in this team. And I think I'm looking at Worrell as a decent shout, but he's not rapid. 76 pace isn't amazing. Can't get this guy because of his contract length. See, Craig Noon is a bit of quality that might help us out. I know he's 32, but I wouldn't mind him for a season. But I think we'll leave it here for the time being. We'll see what your guys' responses are to any signings, and yeah, hopefully we can sell a couple of players and make some money. As you can see, we have got, down here we've got 2 wing backs, a centre back, and a centre back. So we don't basically need these 3 because we've got 3 on the bench here, and even Comley can go centre back. So there's definitely players that we can look to move on to generate money. I'm just trying to think where the best position for Sesson Cambo would be, though. I don't know if maybe going at CDM and being like a bit of a Kante and putting Jones back at right back. But we're very early on in the season, so honestly, I'm up for ideas. I'm up for suggestions on formations, and yeah, it's a nice difference. I think I found the Cardiff career mode really easy when I thought it was going to be a challenge, and this one seems to be that challenge on next gen. So that's good to see. We're still, we're only 11 points off the top of the table, so after 4 games, I'm not worried too much. But eventually these losses do need to be turned into wins. And as you can see, we've conceded 13 goals and only scored 2. So clearly that 5 at the back just isn't the answer in terms of goal creation. I don't know if we could play a different formation. Maybe with Crawford at cam. But I don't want to just play a 4-2-3-1, to be honest, because that's what I did in the Derby career mode. But it might be what we have to do to get us out of this situation. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. Make sure you do leave some suggestions down below on any signings, and yeah, see you soon. Bye.